Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where today we have a replay sent in by Eyelais, I hope I'm saying that right, from the KFN1 clan. I is on Live Oaks, good map, in the T80. Good tank? Yes and no. I've just finished playing the T80 and it's not bad, but the gun accuracy on the move I found to be, well, how can I put this? Awful, in a word, I think is the word I would use. The number I have in my head is 1.33 meters accuracy, and I think that's with the vehicle on the move rotating the turret, because the statistic I can find on Tankopedia says the accuracy on the move, or accuracy during turret rotation, is 1.07 meters. That is not as bad as 1.33, the number I had in my head, but still 1.07, that's not very good. And this gun accuracy is the reason why whenever people ask which line's better, the T80 line or the T72 line, I say the T72 line because, well, there are other reasons, but the main reason for me is the gun accuracy. The aim time on the T80 is 2.1 seconds, and 2.1 seconds doesn't sound like a long time, but when you're in game and you're, well, trying to shoot a weasel, for example, at range, it can feel like an absolute eternity. And that is, yeah, that's how you deal with a cockroach. You stamp it out. That's how you deal with it. You stamp it, squash it against the wall, and do a bit of heel rotation in there as well, just to make sure it's really dead. So thumbs up from me there. You took care of the parasite. Perfect, nice one. But the T80, yeah, it's not. I'd be wrong if I said it was a bad tank. It's not. The T80s are not a bad series of tanks. They just, I think they suffer from poor gun accuracy, and I personally, I understand why Wargaming have done it. They've done it to balance the line, but really, it's a bit of a shame to have a modern era vehicle like the T80 with such horrendous gun accuracy. It's a bit of a letdown, and they're on the move. Turret rotating on the move, that's the accuracy you're going to have. I mean, that shot went to the moon. You have to stop, you have to be stationary if you ever want to hit anything with this gun. And for me, that is why I think the T72s are better. I prefer to have consistency with my guns. But anyway, this replay, Live Oaks, good map. One thing I've noticed about Eyes' crew setup is he's not using Sixth Sense, and that is something that baffles me about players not using Sixth Sense. I don't know why people don't use it. In my mind, it's a handicap, but in this replay, Eyes is demonstrating how you can still do very well without Sixth Sense, and there's an exception to every rule. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. But he is positioning himself very well on the map. The enemy team has gone all the way around down the 9 line. They went all the way across the J line, and now they're pushing back up the 2 line. Well, the majority of the team are pushing up the 2 line. There's a couple of stragglers still on the 8 line. There's a heavy in the middle of the swamp, and I think we're going to see that heavy a little bit later. There's a medium there as well. Not the best positioning for mediums and heavies. The swamp is an area that's risky at best. Light, I utilize the swamp at times in a light tank, but going through there in a heavy or a medium, I would not recommend it. There's the heavy, the 4-11, completely oblivious to the fact that I is here. He's dead. AMX is also pushed out of the swamp, and driving around in the middle of the field. Eyes is getting very fortunate here. Two enemy vehicles that are not paying him any attention at all, and I do that all the time as well. You're aiming at a target, they die, you pull the trigger anyway, and all you do is, well, you shoot a husk or a wreck. Yeah. Ah, well. Stingray here. And at the moment, if I were the Stingray, I'd be thinking to myself, I'm going to circle this T-80 because he's isolated on his own. But the Stingray decides to drive off and not pay Eyes any attention at all. Missing the Bradley. He got a very good shot there on the move on the Weasel. He's leading his shots very well this game. He knows exactly where to aim to shoot. Well, the Weasel's a difficult target to hit because it is so damn small. Good shot though. Good shot. Now rushing the Bradley. I would have thought the Stingray, and this is why I think the Stingray should have hung around, because Eyes would have had he would have had 3 tanks on him. It would have been the Stingray, the Weasel, and the Bradley. That's enough to take out a single heavy. But hey, you know, it is what it is. The Stingray ran off. It is currently 2 versus 5. Soon to be. I'm not going to spoil it for you. We'll wait and see what happens here. He's pushing across the field. And I think I can understand why he's pushing across the field. He wants to get to the buildings. He needs to get to the cover. And it's a good thing he does try and get to the buildings, because it's now 1 versus 5. It's him versus 5 of the enemy team. The Weasel behind him there is not using auto lock, because those shots are going everywhere. If the Weasel was using auto aim, he probably would have shredded him. Kills the Stingray with the ram. ATGM from the Ignis it did damage, but it's too close range to do full damage. The Ignis rams him again, so he gets a double kill there. The Weasel, again, not using auto lock. Nice lead time there on the Weasel. Takes him out. It's now 1 versus 2. Ooh. Ah, okay. And I won't ruin what he has to say. We'll let Eyes speak for himself here.
Oh, what the hell? The guy's point blank and both my shots missed. That's twice in a row.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you. That's, yeah, accuracy letting you down again there. Oh, well, you know, yeah. When I mentioned tightening up the gunplay in this game, that's what I mean. And it's good to know Wargaming's heard that feedback. So,
bitch! Die already! It's gotten so lucky.
Die already. Oh, I feel you, man.
What are you doing, bloody?
One thing now, the only thing that baffles me about this is he switched to high explosive. Heat would have been enough.
I don't have that one. I'll play with you though.
There we go.
World War II.
There we go. He made a 1 shot or 2 shot at the end, but still,
I just
9
had a
kills.
hell of a game. I just went like 1v5.
1v5. You did, yeah, 1v5, man. You did a 1v5, and you came out on top. Kolobanovs, 9 kills. That was a superb replay. Absolutely well played, my man, in a tank that does not have the best accuracy on the move, and given the speed of Era 2 and the movement required to keep up with teams in Era 2, you did very, very well. Alright guys, that's all I've got for this one. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, if not a dislike, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.